Hello and welcome to Ville News. I'm Megan Rapone. With the fall season comes a campus favorite tradition, homecoming. This event has always been a major draw for Millersville students. A big event like homecoming calls for a lot of effort from volunteers to keep it running smoothly. And with the event right around the corner, students have already started working behind the scenes. Lancaster area residents gather together every fall to enjoy the Millersville University Homecoming Parade. On October 14th, homecoming at Millersville University celebrates 90 years. The community looks forward to it every year, but how does it all come together? We talked to two crucial behind-the-scenes members of homecoming.
I've been in band since 4th grade, and I've been in the Millersville band since freshman year, and I'm a junior, so this is my 3rd year.
MUTV's role in homecoming is basically providing the entire Millersville borough, along with Lancaster County, a way to basically watch and be a part of the parade as if they were here.
The parade starts at 8:30 in the morning, but these two and many others, including myself, are up before the sun to get ready for this exciting event.
The schedule for homecoming from MUTV starts off bright and early before the sun comes up because we have to start to get cameras set up, wires all set up, cords, anything you can think of. We got to start getting everything set up.
MUTV is streamed from the trailer in the past, but this year they're streaming through the control room in Bassler.
That is huge. That is huge. Also considering it.
After the parade, everyone makes their way to Beamstiffer Stadium to watch the football game against Shepherd. Kickoff is at 12 p.m.
At the game, we'll be performing the pregame show, so we'll have the fanfare, the fight song, the alma mater, Black and Gold March. That's a fun one. We'll perform the halftime show, and it's called Blues After Dark.
Millersville football, who is actually looking really nice, is playing Shepherd. This will just be a pretty big test after they play Lock Haven.
The Millersville University Marauder Marching Band has been preparing for this specific performance since before school even started.
I'm looking forward to all the people that are going to be there. Homecomings are probably our biggest event the whole year with how many people come. And just seeing everyone supporting each other and being a community is really awesome.
I'm most excited to be able to build the team and coordinate the parade along with the football game. I'm really hoping everyone can kind of have a good time and my day won't be made until people say that coming and volunteering for homecoming was worth it.
Homecoming has been a tradition for 90 years and will continue for many years to come. This is Megan Rapone from Millersville University. Another Millersville tradition to look forward to is the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Drag Show double feature held at Phantom Power. This fun-filled night on Saturday, October 7th is something Millersville students are not going to want to miss.
I'm Hannah Sutton, and I'm in Millersville, Pennsylvania at Phantom Power, where this weekend they're kicking off Halloween with a double feature of Rocky Horror Picture Show, the classic movie, followed by a drag show after party hosted by one of our very own Millersville University alumna. Just a short walk from Millersville University, Phantom Power provides entertainment to the area in the form of a variety of events. This Saturday, October 7th, marks their 3rd annual showing of Rocky Horror, followed by the 2nd annual drag show after party. I spoke to Shannon McNally, the general manager of Phantom Power, and Emily Geis, a co-host of the drag show after party, about Saturday's event.
We started doing it because it's just a thing to do. A lot of people enjoy just going to the movie and interacting with it.
Being in a crowded room of people all watching the same movie where you're allowed to scream, and it was so much fun. I knew all the call outs because I'm a nerd and I studied it, and everyone is just like so enthusiastic about the same thing that it's such a good time.
So in 2020, when everything was outside, we did it outside in the beer garden. When we were allowed to do stuff inside, the group that we were working with, the Diner Dolls, for the drag performances over the year, they approached us, were like, hey, can we do an after party drag show? And we were like, let's do it, because it sounds like a lot of fun.
Me and my sisters did the after party last year as well. Rocky Horror Picture Show is like super, super important to like queer people, especially like people who are into drag or any sort of like theater culture. The biggest crowd of people that we try to pull out are students, because we started doing it for Millersville students to give them something to do. When Millersville is in session and the students are around, it's definitely a good success.
The event will begin with an 18-plus movie viewing at 3 p.m., followed by a second viewing of the movie at 7:30 p.m., And then that leads into the drag show after party, both of which are 21 plus. Purchase of a movie ticket also grants you entry to the drag show after party. This has been Hannah Sutton reporting to you.
In more local news, the Lancaster Amtrak station is making a move to put more art in very public places. This special project is designed not only to help local artists, but to also create a more lively environment at the station.
Lancaster City's Office of Public Art is looking to add a little light to their public transportation. A contest is being held to pick 3 talented Lancaster artists. The 3 artists will be given the opportunity to display their art in the station's enclosed glass cases.
Purpose was to create a more lively environment to attract tourism, but also to give the residents of the area like a representation, a physical, visible representation of their culture.
These cases have a long history of celebrating local artists and giving the community a chance to view art created in their city.
You can use public art to manipulate like traffic patterns, whether that's vehicular or pedestrian traffic patterns. So not only is it a great way to have, exposure for local artists, it's also a way to attract people that might be, traveling from Harrisburg to Philadelphia, see, oh my God, look how beautiful this is, and then really, capture that tourism. So not only is it great to showcase local talent, it's a great way to invite people to our city.
The Lancaster Amtrak station is the second busiest Amtrak station in Pennsylvania. Last year, the station boasted an annual ridership of nearly 600,000 people. This contest is a chance for an artist to share their art in a high traffic spot. The final call for art submissions was on September 24th, and the finalists chosen will have to be interviewed and have their pieces reviewed again by the Public Advisory Board. Finally, on Tuesday, October 10th, the winners will be notified and given $750 towards their project costs.
Being an artist is hard, emotionally, you put a little piece of your soul into every piece of work that you do, and then you just put it out into the world to be judged. It's important to have safe spaces where people can come across art in a way that's very powerful to the viewer, but also very powerful to the person that is putting their work out there.
Be sure to stop by the station to check out all the local artists' work that will be on display. This is Julianne Miekley reporting from the Lancaster Amtrak Central Station.
Autism Services, Education, Resources, and Training, better known as ASSERT, will be hosting an on-site professional training for all audiences. This training will be held at Myers Auditorium in Macomb and is intended to teach students how to assist individuals on the autism spectrum and to help create a more inclusive environment.
When you become a student at Millersville, one of the first things you are taught about campus culture is our EPIC values. EPIC stands for Exploration, Professionalism, Public Mission, Inclusion, Integrity, and Compassion. These are core to the school's values, and they continue to introduce students and staff to ways to incorporate them more into their daily lives. Those who are trying to strengthen their skills, specifically in inclusion, have a chance to do that on October 10th in Macomb in Myers Auditorium. Students will have the opportunity to meet with a representative of ASSERT, which stands for Autism Services, Education, Resources, and Training. ASSERT is a partnership of medical centers, centers of autism research and services, universities, and other providers involved in the treatment and care of individuals of all ages with autism and their families. ASSERT was developed to bring together resources locally, regionally, and statewide. Student reporter Anthony Giampietro spoke with students to see their thoughts on ASSERT and fulfilling EPIC values, to ways to incorporate them more into their daily lives. Those who are trying to strengthen...
So I work at the help desk, and a lot of times people come up with a lot of different problems, and so I try my best to understand what they need and how I can help them.
I make sure I treat everyone the same, and I make sure I never exclude anyone.
Of ASSERT, which stands for Autism Services, Education.
Of course, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I will be going to the ASSERT event on October 10th. Whoa.
This training is taking place on October 10th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in Macomb 260 in the Myers Auditorium. It is intended for this training to provide anyone on the campus the tools to assist those on the autism spectrum, bringing together the first I of EPIC values, which is inclusion. In a quote by Millersville President Dr. Daniel Wuba, he says that our EPIC values are the bedrock of our culture at Millersville University. This year, we invested a substantial amount of energy in promoting these values across our campus community. We envision a future where every member of our community aligns with our core values and incorporates them into their interpersonal interactions and day-to-day work. I urge our students, facility, and staff to fully embrace our EPIC values. Millersville will continue to hold different trainings for students and staff in the upcoming weeks. There will be a Narcan training on October 10th and Student Green Dot training on October 19th. When you become a student at Millersville, I'm Nicole Dalton reporting from Millersville University.
Do you feel safe on campus? When choosing which university to attend, security is a big deal. There are a lot of steps our university takes to keep us safe, both in person and online.
Millersville University is open to the public. This means that with the constant flow of students, we are also welcoming those from outside the community. With the non-restrictive access to campus comes potential threats increasing the importance of safety. Deputy Chief Bowman of the Millersville Police Department addresses the current state of campus safety.
The things that in the last couple of years that have, the number of cameras we have on campus. When I started in law enforcement, if we would have had those cameras, how many things we would have been able to solve that you can solve now. The officers, if it comes in as something that's an emergency, they can be there within 2 minutes. But we have so many times that we get a call, yesterday such and such happened. Well, if you would have told us yesterday, our chances of finding who it is and stopping it would have been so much better.
The topic of safety does not end at physical awareness. The digital community is constantly at risk for security breaches and safety issues. As many students may know, MU has had a number of data and server breaches over the years. Josh Hartraff, Interim Chief Technology Officer of MU's IT department, mentions some of the top priorities for student safety in the digital realm.
So if you receive an email and it takes you to a login page, we recommend, rather than getting to that page from the email, go to your web browser and go directly to that page, because they can make a false copy of a website that looks real with the intention of just grabbing your user information and your password information. We use multi-factor authentication for just about everything here on campus to prevent somebody from being able to log in without having access to your device.
As well as this month's Cybersecurity Awareness event.
We do a couple things with Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Number one, we have a daily tip that's going to go out in the Ville Daily. We're having a weekly table. 3 of the weeks it'll be in the SMAC. And there, people will be able to stop by and talk to people that have experience in cybersecurity, ask general questions. And we partner with the cyber defense team to do those tabling events. The major benefit of hosting the table is hopefully hitting more people. If we have a table in the SMAC, people walk by and go, hey, cybersecurity, what are you guys doing? What's that all about?
The LiveSafe app is a mobile safety tool that allows students to take ownership of their campus safety.
The LiveSafe app that we have, everybody uses their cell phone now to communicate. Anybody can report something right from their cell phone as they're walking through campus.
Along with the LiveSafe app, Mr. Hartraff recommends students use the MU Alerts app.
Now's the time for people to become aware of that MU Alert application, because that's how we put out our weather closures and delays. So that's other information that we'll be giving to people at the table.
Now, with it being Cybersecurity Awareness Month, the IT department every Thursday will be hosting an information table from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. here at the SMAC.
This is Angel reporting.
Millersville will be enacting a flat tuition rate starting the fall semester of 2024. This means that all in-state undergraduate students will pay a flat rate for their tuition, regardless of the classes they take. The hope is that students will have an easier time navigating their college careers and admissions at Millersville. And Millersville University will increase.
As the cost of education climbs, students looking to continue their education past high school have found it increasingly more difficult to afford. A recent announcement made by Millersville University will look to make that problem a thing of the past.
The university announced that all in-state students will pay a flat tuition rate starting in the fall of 2024. The announcement emphasizes the importance of lowering costs for tuition for students and families struggling to pay for their education.
For decades across the United States, the cost of education has been skyrocketing and has showed no signs of slowing down. In many cases, the cost of education is the deciding factor in where a student goes to continue said education.
The other schools that I was looking at were far more expensive, but I chose Millersville because it was less expensive, but it's still harder to afford.
This adjustment in tuition means that all in-state undergraduate students will pay a fixed tuition rate starting that semester. According to the university, this means that students taking 12 credits or 18 credits will pay the same amount.
And I feel as though it's going to benefit me more, being that every class I take is going to be like the same price.
On top of the hope of lowering tuition costs for students, the university hopes to increase admissions as a whole.
The change will be that students who take 12 credits or more will be charged the same thing, so there will be no disincentive to take the additional credits. We want to be able to encourage students to do that and provide incentives to do that, and finances are often a good incentive.
The change is set to go into effect starting in the fall of 2024. After that, Millersville staff believe that the change.
I have the absolute pleasure to be chatting with Owen Russell, a Millersville undergraduate student and a senior here at Millersville. Owen, I understand you're graduating in the spring. Congratulations on that. I know that college is not easy. As a college student, I can agree with that. What's your journey been like?
Oh man, it's been an interesting 4.5 years, to say the least. I've been through a pandemic. I've been through a lot of other stuff. So I've failed some classes, I've passed a few. It's been a journey, but I've met good people, I've met good friends. I can't complain.
And through it all, I think cost is sort of a concern for everyone going through their journey.
Oh my
right?
God, yeah.
And so you say you've passed some classes, you've failed some classes. That might be a thing of the past as far as worrying about it. So Millersville is doing this thing where they're enacting a flat tuition rate. Have you heard about this?
Not really, no.
Okay, so starting in the fall of 2024, Millersville is going to be enacting this tuition rate so that there's a flat rate. If you take 12 credits, 15 credits, 18 credits, anywhere in between, it's the same price. You're not paying more per credit if you're a full-time student. So at this point, you're not going to be benefiting from this change. Are there any like immediate concerns that you see from this?
I mean, good for the students going forward, I guess, but guys, where was that where was that in the past? Since 2019.
Absolutely, that's kind of where I'm at too, as a graduating senior.
I feel kind of robbed.
Right, it's hard to think about. They're not doing anything to kind of compensate for that, which is fine, and I'm happy for the students that get to benefit from it.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it would be nice, right?
You know what I mean? God, yeah.
So, had this been enacted while you were at school here, how do you think you would have benefited from it?
Well, my student loans wouldn't be so high. I wouldn't have to worry about that.
That's true, yeah.
I know coming out of school, my wallet's going to be crying immediately, but I mean, it's going to be interesting. I wish, like I said, I wish I had this before. It's kind of, yeah, I'm kind of bitter.
I've had professors suggest that we apply for an extra class and prepare to drop one. It's expensive. I mean, that's $1,500 down the garbage disposal. With this, students don't have to worry about that. They can sign up for 18 credits, and if something doesn't go well, they're okay. And it's really going to help if they want to graduate early, if they want to graduate on time because they haven't been able to. I think it's a great change.
I think so too, yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'm excited for everyone, but again, wish we could have reaped those benefits, right?
Honestly.
Great. This has been Ville News. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you here next time. Stay classy, Marauders.